So Toast, you've been an esports team owner for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your experience so far?
I mean, it's fun, but I can see why all these orgs take a ton of sponsors. I feel like I'm doing this esports in reverse. They start off in esports, but they ultimately want to sign a whole bunch of content creators and make content. And I kind of went the opposite direction where I was part of like a content creation group. And I feel kind of stupid because it's like, oh, I already like had what all these esports orgs want, and now I'm picking up the things they don't want, which is like the unprofitable side of esports, which is the actual esports itself. I think it's gonna be a fun challenge to try and make money. Worst case scenario, I just take some crypto sponsorship, but really trying my best to avoid that. Apparently, esports orgs don't really make money like at all. They just take investors' money and try and convince them that, oh yeah, no, this is good marketing. This is a loss leader. And then they do it for like years while they try and figure out how to make money.
Toast, as someone who's been in this industry for over 20 years, you probably picked the worst time to get into esports in the last decade. Congratulations. You've inherited an industry in ruin right now. You made a funny tweet yesterday. How do esports teams actually make money? Surprisingly, many of the responses, and truthfully, yeah, they don't right now. It's not even just esports. This is affecting all of gaming influencers. Even Twitch is not doing so hot as a whole. Knowing all of this is going on, why did you even decide to start doing all this?
I don't know. I just really like gaming in general. I do think it's a great opportunity. When I heard about like the whole Valorant franchising scene, and they were like, okay, well, 5 North American teams is going to be franchised. I'm like, that's 25 players, and that's so little. Like, I see so many like good players, just even as a casual viewer. Outside of 25 players, it's insane that only 25 players get to play in like the franchise league. So the tier 2 scene must be like popping. And I think a lot of esports org aren't willing to take that risk just yet, and some are. And it wouldn't be crazy for me, like with my small capital, to like field a really good team, like for relatively cheap. I say relatively because it's still ultimately pretty expensive. So that made me want to get into it. But no, I have no idea how to be profitable as an esports org. But luckily, I did spend a lot of time on Facebook and on Among Us. So there's enough capital to keep the team going for a couple of years.
I would hope that like eventually Riot does more for not only teams, but also like content creators and streamers and all the likes, because I had talked to some League of Legends players, and you're probably more familiar with this, Toast, but to my knowledge, like Riot actually like will give streamers and pro players free skins, essentially, right? Free of the points to promote in game. And whether there's going to be something like that for Valorant, whether there's going to be, you know, content creator or pro team charms or spray paints like Valve does or something like that, you know, I think all we've seen so far was for champions. Now they shared the profit on the champion skins. Whether they do like team skins of all the franchise teams, or if they do like agent skins, or they do glove skins or shoe models, whatever they might do, you know, I think all of that could go towards helping not only Riot make more money, but also like people that are in your shoes who kind of need that extra revenue to stay afloat, and all the other teams as well.
So many esports organizations are diversifying by getting content creators and by getting streamers instead of getting pro players. They're cutting entire pro teams to pick up, you know, Minecraft streamers instead, because there's better ROI in doing so. Now, you have a little bit of an advantage here because you come from the content creation world first. Do you think that might help you?
Well, I don't plan to pick up any content creators. I did think about it, but I think it just be weird because I kind of just want to focus on esports. I think there's some kind of level of prestige that you can only get by being like the best at a video game. And I think content creation kind of distracts from that and focuses on like the more fun aspect of gaming. I think the biggest thing I want to avoid is I see a lot of esports org try and make their players fulfill contracts and deliverables they promise to the sponsors, or do content pieces they're just like the players just aren't suited for.
Certainly it goes both ways though, right? Like you want your players to have a brand. The closer that your fans are to your players, the more connection they have, the more they like them, the more likely they're going to support your players and your org. So I mean, it kind of goes both ways for sure.
I think it's important that you have good ideas for content. Like I've done so many content pieces where it's like, oh, you have to do like a tier list for like players that are in your, like how are you supposed to do that without like, getting absolutely just blasted in comments? Like you can't do that.
Much of the only money coming into esports the last few years is crypto sponsors and gambling sponsors. Considering the current state of the industry, none of us really like these sponsors. And Toast, I'm sure you're probably against it. Would you consider it, or are you really gonna?
Toast is about to sign Marlboro, Jack Daniels, FTX. Toast, just sell it all.
What else?
Yeah, just get them all. Get them all.
Are you open to anything, or are you really gonna try to stay away from those sectors?
Definitely already had crypto investor express interest, but I'm gonna try my best to stay away. Like, never say never. Like, the Staples Arena is called the Crypto Center for a reason, right?
Crypto.com.
Yeah.
Not for that much longer. We don't know how much longer, but it is for now.
It's just an ungodly amount of money in crypto. But over the last year, we've seen the crash. Like, when COVID was peaking, like, that's when crypto, like, a lot of money was flowing into crypto, and everything seemed like was on the up and up, and then everything crashed. And now, like, esports org, a lot of them are like hand in hand with crypto, and that's why there's so much layoffs happening, like the gaming space in general. I'm gonna try my best to avoid it. As an esports org, you can't accept crypto money and then like shill it to all your fans, and then once it goes down, it's like, well, guys, we're actually not going to be in crypto space anymore. Sorry. Wipe your hands clean off it and pretend like you weren't just selling this to your very young player base, getting them to invest for the last like 3 or 4 years. Like, I don't think you can just walk away and act like it was a regular sponsor. It's not a regular sponsor when it comes to crypto.
What if you did the Trainwrecks method of saying like, don't do, I got the crypto, but don't do crypto. You know what I mean? Does that make it?
Yeah, I mean, at least Train like said that these things work because you get people to buy in, right? As I've learned very early on in my trading days, like, someone's left holding the bag at the end of the day, and it's usually like the people with very little experience. I would hate to think that I did that to someone, especially people who bought into it because they believed in you and your brand. If tomorrow FanDuel comes in with like a $500 million offer, I'm taking that shit.
What about the Saudis? If the Saudis came in with $500 million, you taking that too?
I would maybe. Like,
they're buying everything right now, you know.
I mean, they bought CSGO.
Yeah, they bought all of CSGO. It's coming.
Yeah, I would say everything has a price, including myself. I try not to throw too much stones in this glass house I'm in. If it means like now my players can like be covered for the next 5 years and then they don't have to worry and my staff doesn't have to worry, then I would probably take it for good money. But if it's just for like, okay, it's gonna keep me running for 1 year, then it's not worth it. If it's gonna keep me running for the next 20 years, then hell yeah. There's a lot of nuances. It's easy for me to go like gambling bad. A lot of esports orgs do it for a reason, and I don't necessarily think it's because they just love money. It's because, well, shit, we're not profitable in every single other way, and this is kind of like how we can like stay alive for the next couple of years. It's easy to judge them, but I think it's more complicated than just taking a gambling sponsor.
I think it's respectable though, and I think as an owner, somebody who's been around for as long as you have, and it's very, hands-on, I think you have a different approach than a lot of these tier 1 orgs that have, a board of directors, investors that they're trying to appease at all times. And so you not being in that position yet, now who knows if you'll ever become into that position, and you'll have to do these things, but it's why you can never say never. The fact that you're not there yet and you're able to take this stance now, I think is, you build a house, you have to have a good foundation, and I think your foundation is solid. And as an owner, I can say I've been around a lot of owners in my day, and I don't see a lot of transparency and honesty that you're putting out there. So, respect, and I hope things go well for you guys. And seems like Josh is in a good spot right now as a brother to him. We are boomer brothers. I feel like you guys are in a good spot.
I agree 100%. Good guy, Toast.
Good guy, Toast. W.
I think everyone starts off in gaming with like really good intentions, but things change really fast. Because I think the beautiful thing about what we do is like no one really gets into gaming for money, because there's not a lot of money in gaming. It's because like people just fucking love playing video games. They want to do it for a living. They want to like play competitively. They want to do like streaming. There's a lot of passion there. Someone's got to make that hard decision. Like someone's got to figure out, okay, how do we actually get food on the table? And I'm definitely fortunate enough right now to not have to like do the less ideal things, but maybe down the line, right?
Come on, Toast. Just give us like the Toast mouse that we can buy. That's like a 3,000% markup. Give us a jersey with like the logo on it. We'll buy it all. We'll buy it all.
Yeah, where's the merch? Are we getting a real logo? Are we getting like a different team name? I gotta be honest, I like the stick figures. I like this. I think most
I
people
need a
actually like
mohawk
the
there.
logos,
I
too.
need a mohawk there.
I like that you look super angry in it. It's definitely on brand.
Yeah. I love all the like it's so perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, you keeping it, Toast?
We're not keeping the MS Paint logo. I think for merch, we might do something like with the stick figures one day, like as kind of a, like this is for like the super fans. Like if you really fucking love DSG and you want these shirts with stick figures on them, it's available. The merch is very lucrative. The reason why like streamers and like esports org do so many drops, I can tell you now, even like talking to my streamer friends, like these are just like one person, they're making 7 figures through merch drops. Just a person, and that's their cut. So imagine how much more the merch companies are making. That's why like there's just constantly, hey, I'm having a merch drop this season, and 2 months later, wow, merch drop number 2. And that's why esports orgs are like spamming merch drops, and that's why. And the markup is crazy on some of these, not gonna lie. Like some esports org, I think, are pretty reasonable about their markups. Other esports orgs are like, yo, this is a borderline scam. My way of thinking is if the fan is happy with the product and what they paid for it, that's all that matters, right?
Are we getting jerseys? When can I get my still jersey?
We actually, shit. Because like there are some like VCT rules apparently regarding jerseys. I'm trying to get something just out to the players. I don't know if it's gonna be available for sale. But yeah, we are gonna get jersey mainly because we are legally bound to have something for the players.
You have to.
Really?
Yeah, we have to make jersey. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be available. Like if the fans really want to buy it, we can make it available.
I think the fans do want them. I want mine.
My hope is that we win a couple of games in challengers and we get more fans who might want stuff like that.